Friday, day 5 of Holy Week, otherwise known as Good Friday. So after the Last Supper, Jesus and his disciples, they went to the Mount of Olives and they began to pray. Sometime in the course of their praying, Judas showed up, Judas Iscariot, with a lot of soldiers. And Judas goes over to Jesus and he kisses him, and that was the sign that whoever I kiss will be the one you need to arrest, which is just the absolute perfection of evil. Because God is love, and that love would be betrayed, that the purest symbol of love, a kiss, would be twisted and perverted to betray love himself. I mean, it's just a sign of what's about to happen. And then all his disciples flee, Jesus is arrested, and so begins a very long night and early morning of sham charges. In the course of the trials, everyone's hearts are exposed. The Jewish leaders, supposed to have the heart of religion, the heart of righteousness, their hearts are exposed because they don't care about actually being saved by God. They care about their own independence, their own law, their own grasp of salvation. No, we have this God, we understand. They take Jesus to Pilate, who is like the heart of politics. And we see with Pilate, as he questions Jesus, he says, I know this guy is innocent. He hasn't done anything worthy of death. And yet he still condemns Jesus. Why? Because politics doesn't care about justice. The heart of politics is exposed as, what do I need to do? What decisions do I need to make to keep myself in power? And before we think we're off the hook, the heart of the people is exposed as well, because Pilate gave us an option. He had Jesus whipped, and then he brought him out alongside Barabbas, who was a murderer and was part of the insurrection. And he said to the people, to us, choose which one you want. Do you want Jesus or do you want Barabbas? And what did our hearts say? We said, give us Barabbas and crucify Jesus. Why? Because Barabbas's methods we understand. Barabbas takes what he wants. Barabbas throws off foreign powers through violence. Barabbas gives us salvation today. Everyone's hearts are being exposed. The hearts of Jesus' best friends are being exposed as cowardly. They abandon him, and even Peter, who followed him, denounced him with curses 3 times. Everyone's hearts are being exposed. And Jesus' heart is being exposed too. Because throughout this whole sham ordeal, he remains quiet and poised and willing to go wherever he is taken. He remains trusting in his Father, such that when he's hoisted on the cross and everyone curses him and laughs at him and mocks him, such that even when he cries out on the cross, my God, why have you forsaken me? Such that he feels more alone than he's ever felt, he still does not betray his trust in his Father. He still does not betray his love for you and me. And so when all has been finished, he says, into your hands, God, I commit my spirit, and he dies. Jesus' heart was exposed as well, as the only pure one, the only good one in this whole thing, and yet he's the one who dies. His heart is the one that stops beating when it should be all of ours. What an upside down world this is. We're told that when he dies that there's earthquakes and rocks, splinter, and the veil and the curtain, the curtain of the temple, it tears from top to bottom. The curtain that separated where the high priests were able to enter in and the rest of us. It tore from top to bottom, as if to suggest, as if God is saying, you don't need another high priest, you got one. You have an eternal high priest who has entered into the most holy place, and he has allowed me to be with you for all eternity now. You don't need another high priest. And even just the passerbys, those who know nothing of Israel or Israel's God, the centurion who's there at the cross, he sees how everything happens, and he says, surely this must be God's Son. I mean, the whole thing is upside down. The world turned upside down. The only one who's not deserving of death, whose heart is exposed as noble and true, is the one who gets it. I don't know what to tell you. God is dead, like we all should be.